Pandas were eaten by prehistoric Chinese people.
I told you they were great grilled.
Scientists say recently discovered fossil records suggest that ancient humans living in China may have regularly eaten giant pandas as part of their diet.
Yeah, a lot of white meat in those pandas.
The Institute of Three Georges Paleonthrology.
Paleontology? I tell you. And halcyon.
No, it's paleoanthropology.
Oh, well.
So there.
Sorry, it's not in front of me in black and white.
Lead scientist, I'm not even going to get into the names, says the fossils discovered in the modern-day city
names?
of some Chongqing, the city, modern-day city
rice.
of Chongqing.
Oh, okay.
Contain tool markings. We have studied many samples of panda fossils.
Many studies find a panda fossil.
We told the Associated Press a large number of them showed that pandas were slashed to death by man. How sad is that?
Well, maybe the pandas were attacking the poor farmer.
However,
hunter-gatherers.
There's a however. Prehistoric pandas, giant pandas that is,
tasted
were
good.
both smaller and much more abundant than their endangered modern-day counterparts.
Oh, dinga, panda, ding hao. Ding hao number one food.
In primitive times, people wouldn't kill animals that were useless to them. We said in another interview with Chongqing Morning Post. He says the pandas lived in the Chongqing Mountains between 10,000 and 1 million years ago. So that gives you an idea. An article in Slate explains that panda meat is said to taste terrible, in part due to the panda's diet largely consisting of bamboo. Yeah, I can't imagine bamboo tastes very good. So there's
well, if it's seasoned correctly, not bad.
There is reportedly no detailed history of humans eating pandas, and anyone in China found guilty of killing an endangered panda can face up to 7 years in prison. So don't do it now. One observer said that prehistoric giant pandas were likely far more palatable than today's pandas, which are said to have stringy meat. So pandas have stringy meat, if you're ever wondering what pandas taste like.
Panda food young?
Florida man sues Venezuela over Simon Bolivar's hair.
He's suing the whole country?
Here we go. It's out of Miami. Reuters is reporting. A Florida man has filed a lawsuit against Venezuela's government demanding the return of artifacts that once belonged to Simon Bolivar, including a lock
Bolivar,
excuse me.
Boulevard.
I didn't say Boulevard.
What'd you say?
Bolivar? That's what I said.
Bolivar, yes.
Simon Bolivar, including a lock of the 19th century independence hero's hair.
Not to be confused with Simon Boulevard from The X Factor.
Sure.
Oh, that's Simon Cowell.
Yes. The lawsuit filed in Miami federal court alleges the Venezuela government borrowed the items from Ricardo
Montalban.
Devengochia 5 years ago, but has repeatedly ignored his request to give them back. Allegedly, among the items were Bolivar's hair, which was used by Venezuelan officials to verify the authenticity of remains in Venezuela.
And he had a
letters,
fabulous head of hair, let me just say.
Yeah. Let's see. The complaint filed described a descendant of a founding family of Colombia. He said Bolivar gave the items to his great-great-grandfather. Okay. Bolivar, a Venezuelan soldier and military tactician who helped free much of South America from Spanish rule, if you don't know.
Yes, he's a hero down there.
And he is revered by Chavez. He's revered by him.
Chavez.
Hugo. Good old Hugo.
He's the president of Nicaragua, isn't he?
Of Venezuela.
Oh.
The dictator of Venezuela.
Who does Nicaragua? He hates us too. I can't think of him.
Well, I think a lot of them do. He had Bolivar's bones exhumed for tests in 2010, ordered a new mausoleum built for them, and
yeah, they ain't going back.
In this year, unveiled a 3D image of his face based on scans of Bolivar's skull. So, pretty cool stuff.
They are all into that stuff.
Dad, well, you know, Hugo, he just got reelected, by the way.
You know Hugo like I know Hugo.
That people elected him, voted for him like they should, or they wouldn't have.
What are you saying?
Life.
Are you supporting a socialist regime in South America?
No, I'm saying that if they didn't support
anti-American
him,
in their policies and rhetoric, I'm shocked and dismayed. Wow, where did that come from, comrade?
Speaking of chicken spills, Pennsylvania, Hawaii reopens after tons of chicken spill.
Where?
Pennsylvania highway.
Oh, I thought you said Pennsylvania, Hawaii.
No.
Did he?
No, Pennsylvania Highway. Hoye. The AP is reporting out of Portersville, Pennsylvania. Western Pennsylvania Highway has reopened after a tractor-trailer crash caused 37,000 pounds of processed chicken to spill onto the road. State police in Newcastle say the truck crashed shortly before 5 a.m. on U.S. Route 422 near McConnell's Mill State Park. That's
And
about
McDonald's
35 miles.
still served them as McNuggets.
Yes, they chopped them up and put them together. That's 35 miles north of Pittsburgh. So
that's adulterated food. Technically, that's a violation. That stuff's...
The eastbound lanes of the highway were closed for more than 3 hours.
It's got to be disgusting.
No injuries have been reported. A lot of throwing up, but other than that, police have yet to say who was driving the truck or who owned the vehicle or the tons of chicken inside it. It's not immediately clear what caused the crash. 96-year-old claims to be world's oldest father.
Oh, the Indian dude.
Most people can only dream of living for 100 years, let alone fathering a child nearly a century after being born themselves. But that is apparently a reality today, as this 96-year-old Indian man claims to have fathered a child, his second in recent years. This guy's still popping them out.
Is this what his wife's telling him? Oh, yeah, you're the father. Yeah.
Ramajit Raghav and his 52-year-old wife, Shakuntala Devi,
who's a hottie,
reportedly gave birth to a healthy baby boy, Ranjit, on October 5th, according to the Times of India. Just 2 years ago, Raghav set the world record when he and Devi gave birth to their first son, Vikramajit. Vic for short. We'll just... I didn't take any performance enhancers. I just prayed to God to complete my family, either a boy or a girl, Raghav told the paper. India is often the source of unusual stories about persons' age. However, the life expectancy of the average Indian actually falls into the lower third of UN global statistics. 139 out of 194.
And in a related note, he fired the pool boy.
Yeah. The average Indian man lives 63.2 years. By comparison, Japan has the longest worldwide life expectancy, with its residents living an average of 82.7 years.
Where?
That's in Japan.
Yeah, not anymore after the nuclear meltdown.
Oh, the...
what was the name of that? Fukushima.
Fukushima.
Fukushima. Yeah. That's all going to change.
U.S. comes in number 38, with Americans living 79.2 years.
Well, Obamacare is going to change that.
While male
let that go.
While male fertility rates are not as directly correlated to age as are women's, male fertility rates do decline with age, according to a study. And Raghav tells the Sun that he credits his diet of butter. Here you go.
Here we go. Let me lay it on me. I need something.
Here we go. Here's what he does. Diet of butter, milk, and almonds for his longevity.
That's it?
All at the same time. Butter, milk, and almonds.
Oh, yeah. It's a buttermilk and you crush out the almonds.
Yeah.
Wow, that could be... We could...
Ian. Here's the kicker, though. Along with abstaining from drugs and alcohol.
Oh, I thought you were going to say panda meat.
Yeah. Even he's quoted as saying, panda meat, very stringy. Stay away from it.
Well, I rarely drink anything stronger than a draft beer. But
here's another one.
That could be a new health food drink. Buttermilk and almonds.
He also claims to have remained mostly, in quotes, mostly celibate until meeting Devi 10 years ago.
Oh, he's such a liar.
Mostly celibate for 86 years. Mostly.
And in a related
What's
note...
that mean?
And in a related note, the gardener's been fired as well.
Yeah. They're dropping like flies.
Oh, yeah.
I have asked my wife to be sterilized now, he said. I don't want more children. We can't afford it.
Because she's a fertile Hindu myrtle, I guess.
Sounds like it. He's like, enough.
She's a fertile myrtle.
And the last online editing thing here.
Coming to an end.
Yeah, that it is. Let's see. Police used taser on blind man thinking his cane was samurai sword.
I'm sorry. One of those cane swords. I wish I had one. I used to have one of those. You know where you can buy them? Probably that sketchy flea market we go to. We went to a sketchy flea market. She was scared I was going to sell her into slavery or something.
Eric Pfeiffer with Yahoo News is reporting this, right? And
wow.
And this was told by the BBC, but the picture that they have that is accompanying the story is actor Rutger Hauer in a still photo from the 1908 Rutger Hauer.
Yeah, he's a blonde dude. He's from Germany.
Blind Fury.
Yeah.
So they have him holding.
He was a blind veteran.
yeah.
Yeah.
You look at the picture that they have.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So that's what is accompanying this story.
Well, they
which
make
I think is
cane.
interesting.
They make cane swords. I know exactly what they are. Yeah.
A blind man carrying a white cane received a 50,000 volt taser shock from British police who thought he was walking stick with a samurai sword. I felt like I was grabbing an electricity pylon, 61-year-old Colin Farmer told the BBC. Lancashire police officer Stuart Williams said authorities had received several calls describing a man walking through the streets carrying a samurai sword. One of the officers who arrived in Chorley believed he had located the offender, Williams said. Despite asking the man to stop, he failed to do so, and the officer discharged his taser. The taser's capitalized.
He disobeyed my hand signs.
However,
He's blind.
However, even in offering an explanation, Williams said the police had deep regrets over the incident and says the Independent Police Complaints Commission has launched an investigation into the matter.
Lawsuit.
We have clearly put this man through a traumatic experience, and we are extremely sorry for that, Williams said. In fact, Farmer says he thought the police were criminals attempting to mug him when the assault took place. He said that once police approached him, he became absolutely terrified and repeatedly attempted to inform them that he was blind. I walk at a snail's pace. They could have walked past me, driven past me in a van, or said, "Drop your weapon," he said. However, as far-fetched as it may sound, a samurai sword angle did not come out of nowhere, but the reality of the situation was far more mundane as opposed to resembling the plot line of the 1989 Rutger Hauer action film Blind Fury.
Oh, like that's so popular that's going to influence police actions in England.
It could have been big in UK.
I guess it.
After Williams was
It's the
taken
number
to
one rental,
yeah,
a BBC blockbuster there.
yeah. After Williams was taken to a
God.
nearby hospital, police later arrested a 27-year-old man who was carrying a samurai sword and was suspected of being drunk and disorderly.
Actually carrying a samurai sword.
Williams said the police stayed with Farmer at the hospital until he was released and escorted him to a meeting with friends afterward at his request. Yes.
Oh, man. Crazy.
Unbelievable. You got to love these stories.
That's-
That was Ian's online
That
oddities.
was a classic. That may have been an all-time classic right there.
Yeah, definitely could have been.
Don't tase me, Bloke. That's
Is that what they
English.
would say?
No, mate. I don't know. How could he even say anything? He couldn't see nothing coming.
That's true.
And he said they just didn't warn him. They just
I know,
tased-
because it wasn't like he was deaf. They could,
yeah, like
was
you
just
said,
blind.
you could have said, "Dude, drop it."
yeah.
But I don't
Dude,
know.
right? My dude. Drop
My
it.
dude,
Drop it.
I don't know how you say it in formal Cockney English. Hey, my mate, drop it,
drop it. My
drop it, mate.
dude. My
In
dude.
the Queen's name, drop it.
All right.
Sorry for insulting all the people in England.
Oh, we're not insulting anyone.
Well, it was my accent,
That's what it was.
insulting.
That too.